Welcome to Streams of Income, hosted by best-selling author and entrepreneur Dr. David Powers, where we discuss streams of income, passive income, residual income, and even why there are dinosaurs and zombies in this intro. Fasten your seatbelts and get ready to dive in.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Streams of Income podcast. I am here with my new friend Omar. We actually met. He had me do some UGC videos for him for his company Boots and Ladders, which he's going to tell us all about. And so, extra special thing, I want you to go check out his business, but you may see me on some of the commercials. And so that's pretty cool. Omar, before I have you tell us about you, I know everybody that's watching the video version of this is going to wonder, they're going to want to know about all those cool toys behind you.
Well, I intentionally positioned my computer so you get to see the toys, as we all probably have this in common. So thank you, David, for the introduction. There's the nicest bike I have, actually, you can't see, and it's sitting in this corner right here. Let's see if I can move this. It's a classic CB750. You can't see it. No, I'll have to carry. Let me carry this guy. All right, here we go.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's a 1970 K0 CB750 that I was able to find, and it has the same birthday month and year as me. So.
Oh wow!
And it's
got the place of honor over there, right?
It is. Yeah, that's my favorite piece here. The other bikes that I have behind me, I ride the GS. It's an adventure bike that we usually take gravel roads through. There's back discovery country roads all over the United States, and you just go on those roads, and it gets you. There's one in the Atlantic, east of the Atlantic, which is it goes all the way from Damascus to New York. And there's another section that goes from New York to Maine. Yeah. And it takes a whole month to do that whole thing. So man,
that sounds like a lot of fun. I've got some friends that do some overland biking out in Colorado, like on all the BLM land and everything.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what we do. And the other bike is my son, who used to ride a little KTM back here. And when he grew up, he took my KTM. Then after that, he got him an adventure. He's an NC student now. So
in biking, you're a BMW guy?
I am. When I got back into riding, I want to do it safe. My kids were still young, so I went and took the course in South Carolina, and just the safety stuff. And we took a tour actually with them for 3 days, but that's for another episode.
Yeah. Well, the course at the BMW factory here in South Carolina.
Well, exactly,
okay. I'm just about a half an hour from there.
Oh wow! Okay, great.
Yeah, we went and toured the museum here a while back. They had a bunch of bikes in the museum there.
Oh, great! Yeah, we've done the factory. I've done that, and every 2 years we have an event there. They call it the GS Trophy, and that's when we go out and we compete. Who's the guy that has the most skills? And believe it or not, usually the top guys are the police bikers.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and when I'm saying skills, it's not road skills; it's off-roading, hills, and stuff like that. So it's
okay. Impressive. Wow. I mean, I know all this has nothing to do with the streams of income, but I mean, people need to see what the streams of income make possible, and it's the fun and the hobbies and the things you do with family.
Cool. Yeah, and this is what I wanted to know from you. I have 4 topics that I'm very strong at. One is finding your niche. And the second one is strategy and positioning on how to get yourself started in the right business so you're not wasting time. And 3 is how to go from 0 to 1 million and from 1 million to decamillionaire. And that's all stuff that we can talk about in the future if you like. And along the way, there's a lot of challenges and there's a lot of no's. And So with the stream of income, I guess, I think the most important thing that we should cover, and I'm not sure if you have any threads on this or which segment you want to cover, but I would say probably finding your niche is one of the most important thing. Stream of income, great, but where do you want to, shine in this whole thing? So we can talk about this. So
I'll tell you what. Go ahead and give us a little background on you. Some of the stuff we talked about before we were recording, and you just feel free to move into talking about the niche or whatever you'd like to.
Okay, wonderful. So I'll start with the accent in case you have noticed. I born in Kuwait. I did some school in India, and I came to Wilmington, North Carolina in 1990. So I've been here 35 years. And when I got here, all my college degree and all that stuff went down the drain. I just couldn't get, to do anything with my pharmacy degree. So I started with the carpet cleaning business, small carpet cleaning business that turned into, with the hurricanes that we had in the 90s, turned into flood damage restoration. I didn't know how to do it. I got help from people. Then I took the class on how to dry structures and start investing in some drying equipment. And that grew into a very nice a fleet of trucks. And that turned out really good for us. Fast forward 20 years, I needed more time for myself, and I start looking for ways to streamline my business. I was able to turn my website into a lead generation where I start getting work from online, and I have some online scheduling where that work start to get scheduled without us have to sit on the phone and wait for phone calls. And fast forward another 10 years, I had a good exit from that business. I decided to build a platform that does exactly the same for everybody else. And that's where Boots and Ladders came from.
Okay.
Now, along the way, all the money that we were saving, we weren't just working hard and playing hard. We were working hard, playing hard, and investing. So we invested in commercial real estate, and we wanted to get to the point where we have some residual income, so we're not worried and stressed over 9-to-5 jobs, and that will give us the freedom to be creative and to do something productive and help others. So
well, before we move on, so you're a trained pharmacist, and that just didn't translate over to the U.S. or?
Well, I was not. I did 2.5 years in pharmacy college that I was learning organic chemistry and boring stuff that I was not into.
All the fun stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, and fun fact: 75% of the high school kids today, they have not made up their mind what they want to do. And another fact is 52% of the graduate are mismatched, and they end up being underemployed.
Yeah.
So we have a big problem now with our kids being mismatched of what they want to do, and they might spend 10 years of their life doing something miserable that they hate, and it's too late then to find out that you need to stop, hit the brake, make a U-turn. You need to really identify your passion for you to enjoy life, And if people that work with passion, they're much more happier and they're much more productive and they produce more. I mean, everybody.
Oh yeah,
it's great for the society. So.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely agree. And so, Boots and Ladders is your current main thing right now.
Yeah, that's the hat that I'm wearing right now.
Yeah,
is Boots and Ladders. So.
And so, tell us some of what Boots and Ladders is. It's a lead generation for contractors.
It's for any service professionals. We have over 70 categories, and we have about 400 pre-generated offers. And so basically, you can be a guy who just installed ceiling fans, or maybe a guy who was replacing water heaters.
Okay.
Or a guy who's only doing the stumps, not cutting the tree. So it's very specialized niche. I mean, you can make more than one offer, but then you need to go and study the market first and find out what's in demand, because you don't want to be offering the wrong service at the wrong time. I mean, I started as a carpet cleaner, and then I got busy with the water damage restoration. But if I were to start the carpet cleaning business today, it's going to be very tough. There's not much carpets out there. You're better off start with the duct cleaning. There's more people wanting to do air duct cleaning than carpet cleaning.
Okay.
And the biggest thing that I've seen in demand in Boots and Ladders is people that offer delivery and assembly. Like Wayfair is shipping more furniture than what stores are selling, and all those furniture that they're shipping mostly in boxes. That needs people to deliver it and put it together. So this is a growing industry, industry that we need to pay attention to, and that's where things are moving now on how we can benefit from all this online Amazon effects. And I think see, service cannot be replaced with AI or anything like this, but the AI will help service professionals position themselves and create statements to make their offer clear to the buyers. And that's what Boots and Ladders is actually doing, is helping these people. And we have a very simple onboarding. I mean, in 5 steps, they can identify what they want to do. They can pick one of the pre-generated offers. They're going to see recommended prices, and they're going to upload their photo, and they're going to be on the marketplace. It doesn't cost them anything. And the reason for that is we realize that people does not like to pay for the things they need, but they love to pay for the things they want.
Yeah.
So if I want a Starbucks coffee, I'm gonna fight everybody to go get one. If I want a motorcycle, I'm gonna write the check, not worry about it. If I need my boat bottom painted, I don't ask questions. But if I need insurance, or if I need to pay for utility or something like this, it's like, oh, they're raising their prices 2%. So basically that's why we don't want the service professionals to pay for anything. And the buyers, our customers, are more than happy to pay 3% for the credit card transaction and buy the service. So
okay. Well, it sounds pretty cool. I mean, I grew up in a just south of you in Myrtle Beach. My dad has a remodeling company, and I grew up working in that. And man, how things have changed. I mean, you mentioned just for you things like carpet. I mean, I was on a trip to Florida last week, and first time, I haven't been on trips in a while, and hotels now are going hardwood even, and less carpet in the rooms, things like that. And so it's really changed that market. And if you don't adapt, I mean, you lose out.
Right. You constantly have to keep finding what's in demand, and this is what you want to narrow your offer. I have brothers in the heating and air business, and that's becoming a very tough business also, because there's so much regulation. You have to have license, and you have to be very specialized, and the code is getting harder and harder. But there's niches in heating and air that you need to focus on. And we designed a couple of those on the Boots and Ladders offers, and saying, why just go and give an estimate and waste a trip to the job site trying to figure out and diagnose usually 5 or 6 things that could go wrong in an air conditioning. Why don't you just do all of them at once and call it overhauling and charge $500-600 for that? You'll save the customer from having to deal with this every 6 months. And it makes sense for everyone. And that's usually when I have something goes wrong in an air conditioning, just replace all the components that could go wrong, flush the drain system, unless it's a major thing. If there's a freon leak or your compressor, I mean, at that point, your unit is over 10 years old, and replace it. I get 25 years out of my unit, because I don't know if I mentioned that I manage commercial properties, and I'm managing about 45 air conditioning units.
Yeah, big ones too.
And I'm managing 60 toilets and 2 sewer pumps that I have to go and deal with myself, just because I can't get somebody to do that on time. I mean, speaking of niches, why don't plumber offer a weekend and after hours services? I mean, most of them 9 to 5, and they're not willing to hire an extra team to cover the over. If I'm 20 years old, I'm gonna offer drain cleaning.
Oh yeah,
and that's all I want to do. I mean, that will keep me busy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And with you having those commercial properties, I mean, you maintain everything and all that, because you're not making money if you don't make that stuff last.
I try to hire where I can. Believe it or not, I spent 25 years of my life offering my service. And just for the past 10 years, I've been trying to hire people. And hiring people is almost harder than offering your service.
Yeah.
It's been very difficult for me to hire. I hired a guy the other day to replace some lights on a building, and he replaced the wrong side. Now, it wasn't his fault. It was not his fault. It was me who should have said, it's in the back of the building.
Yeah.
So I hired him again to, to take the lights from the front of the building and put them in the back. And hiring is a very difficult thing. And also the customer needs help how to hire somebody. And that's where if you productize your service, you can eliminate a lot of this intangible situation. And that's one big issue that we have is service is intangible. You can't predict or you can't foresee the end results. And you can't set a price on this, of course. But if we were able to productize service, if we can package it where it includes a lot of the stuff, and it does not include this, and put a label on it, and say for $300, I'll come remove and replace your water heater, that you provide. You can drop ship a water heater from Amazon. I can come in with my hand truck. I'm specialized. I'll remove, replace your water heater. I'll connect, disconnect, all that stuff, permitting, whatever it needs, for a flat rate of $300. Now that's almost a product. You buy the service from the Boots and Ladder app, just like you're buying a gallon of milk.
Yeah.
It just says everything. It's tangible. It's so clear, and that's it. And it makes it easier for the buyer and the seller. So that's the whole goal from productized direct market service place.
I like it because, it also, I would imagine, builds up a lot more trust with the customers. They're not worried about the contractor showing up and all of a sudden adding more money or anything like that. Of course he would if something else was wrong, but most people just have this stereotype of the contractor showing up and trying to make more money off of them.
And the contractor has to protect himself because customers intend, if you solve one of their problems, they expect you're going to solve all their other problems.
Yeah.
A guy with a ladder is painting a room for me. Is like, that guy has a ladder and he can go up that tree and cut that limb for me.
Yeah, and clean out the gutter.
And I'm going to go be nice with this guy, talking to him, trying to ease him into doing other stuff. And the guy does not know how to upsell. He's not trained to upsell. He does not know what change order.
You're hitting one of my pet peeves now. With my dad's company, I was always trying to get the field guys to, like, when they had the ladder set up, it's already there, and go ahead and say, hey, do you want me to clean out the gutter while I'm here?
See, and that's one, the change order, it has to be in your system. First of all, when you bid on a job, it has to be itemized. What are you including in this job? You have to say line item 1, line item 2, This is what insurance industry do. That's how their estimates is built. And at the bottom, you see overhead and you see profit. And this is what the base, the cost-based structure of pricing your service. You'll never lose on a job if you have a line item for profit and a line item for overhead that covers for your truck, your tires, your wear and tear, your insurance, all that stuff is at 10%. And then your profit is another 10% on top of that.
Yeah.
And then the line items, as they change, it's called change order. So the customer wants to add one thing, it's like, I'll be more than happy to do. We offer moving a couch to the third floor for $120. Me and my buddy can do it right after this.
Yeah.
Right. So that solves a lot of the issues, and and you can solve a lot of our daily challenges just by change orders. Just making that.
Now, is the Boots and Ladders, is it nationwide right now or just certain areas?
It's in the USA. We have over 1,500 sellers now. We just launched a year ago, and trying to reach out to those guys to let them know that we are a direct marketplace. We're not on Angie's List. We're sick and tired of lead generation. We're tired of evil CRMs that are out there. And I have a lot to say about them, but we'll talk about that later. So here I am providing a direct marketplace that offer productized services that can save you half of your day running an estimate And when I reach out to those guys, they're not interested. They're oversold by the middleman. They're being approached by telemarketers. They don't want to hear from me. And even in Reddit, when I'm out there, it's like, hey guys, I'm doing this. And the guy's like, it's spammer, it's marketing. Get him out of here. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna have to pay for ads. Trading. I'm just gonna have to pay for ads until I don't know when. It's very expensive. Ads are expensive.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to keep this
I totally get what
free.
you're saying though, because I used to help my dad with all of his lead generation and got so sick of those guys. Craft Jack and Angi and some of the others.
Yeah, terrible. I'll tell you what Angi's doing, which used to be Home Advisor, and Home Advisor was Service Magic, and I've dealt with all of them in my business.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a marketer. I'm an online search optimization that was good at the time, buying leads from them. But what they turn out, Service Magic, which is the biggest evil of all, start compete for our leads. They take my information and they optimize it on search engines, so people call them only for them to order my leads and go back around and sell them to me. So they're my direct competition on Google. Only to take the leads, sell them back to me. And when they start getting up to like $30-$40, and the lead is not just for me, they're selling it to 3 or 4 other guys. Yeah. And whoever gets the job gets the job. They already got paid. So they don't care. Anyway, my mission is to put an end to that. And I could use the service professionals' help with this. If we can all together offer our services on Boots and Ladders, the customer will find us before they find them. And we're optimized on the search engine. Yeah. And we were going to create a big problem for them.
Good. I like it. I like your goal of putting an end to those other guys, at least the way they're doing things.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that cost my dad a fortune over the years.
Well, that and we don't like to pay money from the bottom line of our hard-earned money. I mean, this is net operating income that we're paying with. I'd rather do a good job for somebody. I'd rather throw in a free service for someone than to go into and pay from the bottom line, for those leads.
Yeah. All right. So that's the business. You mentioned niching, which I'm big on. I'm big on like niching as small as you can. Like I call it hyper niching. Where give our listeners a lesson on how important it is, and maybe throw us an example or two of how you would niche something down.
Well, to niche in something, and this is something. My kids have to deal with in high school, and they're lost. They have no idea what they want to do. And my oldest daughter, we were on a vacation visiting my mom, and suddenly my mom, equilibrium all shuts down. She goes, she goes wacko on us. And the one person that was interested among us all and did the right thing, and they went to WebMD and start looking up all the stuff and came up with a protocol. Like, okay, right away, it could be blood sugar, it could be diabetes, it could be high blood pressure, it could be she named all the 4 or 5 things that we need to do. And it's like, okay, which one is it? Like, we can do all of it because they're not going to do harm. We're just going to raise her blood sugar. We're going to lower her blood pressure. We're going to do all that stuff. We're going to give her aspirin in case if it's a heart attack. And I said, can you still hear me?
Yep, okay. I got you.
But I touched that thing and okay. So basically, So basically, I'm like, Mariam, I think you're very good at this. And she started looking into it, and she realized medical school is too long. She went for the PA program at Wake Forest, and now she's graduating hopefully this May, and she'll be off the barrel, and she loves what she did.
Yeah, man, I love PAs. I was a medic in the military for a while, and the PAs they were hands-on. They would teach us, because I was just a medic, but they would let us do things and teach us things. And the docs were over there like Roman senators, all on their own, just wouldn't hang out with you.
Come on, doctors. I know you worked hard, and I know you know so much and all that stuff, but remember the patient and why he's here. Just try, don't lose that.
It's the PAs and the nurse practitioners that run things.
Absolutely. And thank you for your service, by the way. I didn't realize that you were a veteran, but
it was a fun time. Yeah.
Cool.
So she's coming out of PA school soon.
Yes, May is her graduation, and
oh, that's cool.
And she'll be off the hook. So niching, I have not answered your question because that's something, but like for example, we find our niche usually later in life because there's a reason for that. You know, you're not going to find your niche right after high school. And if you don't have a niche, don't be bothered. It's okay. You know, you usually find your niche later. And the way you find your niche is by having experiences in life. And then you work at the car wash, you work at the restaurant, and you work at you've done so many roles in life. And then suddenly you find one common problem that bothers you the most. You're always frustrated. It's like, why there isn't this one solution for all these problems? Why there isn't, and if that bothers you enough, if this problem interests you and it bothers you enough, pay attention to it, because that could be your calling. That could be why you're created. That could be your job on earth, is to be bothered by that one issue, because we're all wired different.
Yeah.
And there's one thing in particular that bothers you the most. You need to pay attention to it, because you may be the one that's going to be solving that one problem. And if you don't solve it in your lifetime, it could continue on by somebody else. So it's okay. Nicholas Tesla came up with this DC and the AC and all that stuff, and he probably died broke. But all his stuff didn't go to waste. We're still using it till today, including his name. And then so basically, you need to pay attention to the things that bothers you. If I'm walking around my properties and seeing a flag that's constantly getting old, every 6 months I have to deal with an order, and sometimes I get cheap flags or I get some good flags, or who knows. I find this one guy who is specialized in flag. He got a lift truck, and all he does is flag. And he's like, yeah, my flag lasts on average, if there's no hurricanes or anything, they'll last 6 months. How about if I set you up to replace them every 4 months? So this is not an issue, but you're my man. This guy found a niche that is a problem for many people, not just him. And I think that was one way to identify your niche, and you get it by having so many experiences, and then you connect the dots. And that's how niches are born, and that's how you and as soon as you figure out your niche, you start coming up with those random ideas how you're going to solve it. And you're going to hear, no. Everybody's going to tell you, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Nobody's interested, And sometimes you get fake support from people who's like, yeah, this is a good idea. It's fake. But it's okay, And you need to, get ready for a 10-year war until this thing becomes reality. And if it doesn't happen in your lifetime, it might happen later in life. People might take it from you. And do something. I'll give you an example. There's a startup somewhere in Silicon Valley, and those two kids wants to do a rocket that moves people from here to Japan in 3 hours. I'm like, it's kind of stupid, You're going to put people in a rocket? That's just not right, And it's just an idea. And is it a problem? It is a problem. I'll probably never visit Japan because it's a 16-hour flight or whatever. But if you get me there in 3 hours, put me to sleep, do something, I might go. So I think they're started to talk about a problem and finding a solution for this problem that might turn out to be great for something, and might become reality in 30, 40 years from now. Who knows? But these guys started it, and they're getting funded. And they're getting money poured into them. I mean, that's what I love about America. They love crazy. But if you're crazy, you have a crazy idea, guess what? You're in the right place.
I mean, look at all the stuff Elon Musk is doing now that 10 years ago we would have said he was crazy.
True, and it would all make sense.
We're still saying he's crazy, but he's doing it.
it will all make sense one day. It's just we can't wrap our head about, we can't imagine the things. And this is, I think Elon Musk came, like Steve Jobs came with a 100-year plan that, listen, I'm going to make this device that's going to be good for 100 years. Then Amazon guys like, no, I'm going to change the structure where we're going to do buy-in, change the way people buy stuff for the next 200 years. Yep. And then Elon Musk like, what? I'm going to do something even more. I'm going to do something for 500 years. We're going to Mars.
Yeah.
That's how they're competing, is like how far out you can think.
Yeah.
How far out you can plan things. So, and speaking of that, I don't know if you watched the great men who created America, I guess, is that the name? The men
I haven't
who
seen
created
that.
America. Oh yeah, I mean that's it's 6 episodes on Netflix or somewhere.
Yeah,
it's well worth it. It talks about the early 1900s, how we have this evolution, and all those guys behind it, the J.B. Morgan, and the Rockefeller, and train, the guy with the train business. So I think it's very nice to watch that and see how things are coming to today, and how 1980s, how Microsoft and all that stuff took it over, and now we're living in the future.
Oh yeah, I'll check that out, because we actually homeschool our kids, and so I mean, documentaries like that make for amazing history lessons.
Absolutely, I love that. I love what you do, because that's I'm also the type of guy that cannot learn if someone pushes the information onto me. But if I'm curious about something, I'll go find it, and I'll learn about it.
Yep, and you've got a passion for it when you're really wanting to go look it up and go find it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Another one is America: The Story of Us.
Okay.
That's another one great for kids to see. And not too early on. Maybe they have to be in 12, 13, 14 before they start learning about the past, because you don't know where you're going till you know where we came from. And the best experiences is other people's experiences, if you're willing to sit and watch, and read for other people too.
You learn from other people's failures, so you don't have to do the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I like it. So with Boots and Ladders, the niche is service professionals, and and the problem we've talked about. So I mean, you're solving a problem. You found a niche that's ideal for what you're supposed to look for, right?
Absolutely, right. And yeah, I mean, give the water heater as an example. For you, the water. I mean, we have in Wilmington here, where I live, we have about 200 houses, and on average, we're getting 25 broken water heaters every day. Your water heater lasts 10 years, and if you don't service it, it blow up, and it causes water damage. So for you to get your water heater replaced, you need to call around, and the only way we know how to do this is go to Google, find reviews, and this company is good for this. The company that you hired, they paid a fee, they paid an ad fee or whatever they paid, and now they have employees, they have overhead, they have trucks, all that stuff is going to get passed on to you. One guy might come in for an estimate that's going to add on the bill, and then they're going to go find out what water heater you have, and it's always a 50-gallon water heater. Like, guys, we've been building the same houses. 80% of the houses out there are the same identical house. It's just laid out different, and they all use 50-gallon electric water heater for most, unless you have gas and then they go and give you this, this estimate, that software that recommended 3 prices. The first price is going to be $1,600. The second price is $2,200. And then the third price, which is too expensive, don't buy it. We don't recommend it. Go for the middle choice. $2,200. We replace your water heater. Well, the water heater at Home Depot is $400 or $500 or $600. If you want to get the nice fancy one, it's $800. And to replace the water heater is the same thing. It's the same wires, it's the same pipe. So for someone to go and get specialized in this, if he does 2 water heaters a day, I'll tell you what, just do 1 water heater a day. And work 4 days a week. That's it. I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be there today. Better yet, do it after business hours. Work only from 5 to 8, because that's when people find out their water heater is bad.
Oh yeah, yep, and that's when they're home from work too. They don't have to take off work to be home.
That's when they find out their water heater is bad. They're gonna call a plumber. He's gonna come shut the water, replace the water heater, and they expect him to dry it too. And that's when he's gonna say, "Call your insurance company because someone's gonna come out here that's gonna charge your insurance to do all this."
Yeah.
So,
yep.
So yeah,
and all you need is a pickup truck and some tools and the know-how.
I can do it in my smart card.
Yeah.
so yeah, I can fit a water heater back there if I lay seat down.
You can squeeze a water heater on the passenger side.
Yeah, and I'll probably need a ladder in the back on the roof or something just to say I have a ladder.
Yeah, yep. And when you make a lot of money, you can throw a wrap on the car and everything. And
a wrap is overdone, and people doesn't know what this is. I say just say big letters. Say water heater specialist.
Yeah, it's simple and straight to the point.
Right, and if you bought beside it $300, it's the end of the story.
Yeah,
that's it. There's only one guy in town that we see all the time driving a smart car. Most likely he had a box on the top. And it says he's a water heater specialist. End of the story. This is it. This is the guy.
Yeah. Oh, see, there you got all the branding already done. It's the only guy in town with a car like that.
And this is one other thing that Puzzanato would help with is you're going to see all those other guys positioning themselves, and creating a statement is such a big deal. I mean, it takes a lot of effort to figure out how to position your service and how to create a statement to tell people what you do. It's very, very difficult, and we always think from our views, but we don't know what the customer thinks.
Yeah.
I mean, we brag about our tools, we brag about our trucks, we brag about then the customer is looking at you like, who's coming to my house? They want to see your face.
Yeah.
That's the number one selling thing. People buy from people. People does not buy from a logo or a brand or your LLC. Nobody give a crap about that. People want to know who's coming to my house, who's going to come and replace my water heater. So make sure if you list on Woods and Ladders, include yourself. If you have a helper, include him with you as well. I mean, people love to see people, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. So as we wrap up, and I'll put all the the links and everything in the show notes. As we wrap up, I always kind of like to ask everybody a question because I love the answers that come out of this. If you could start or do any stream of income for the rest of your life, so money's not an issue, but you could do anything and you're taken care of for the rest of your life, what would you do for work?
Okay, so I'm working. Okay, because there's working, there's investing, and there, which investment? No, we're talking about what work.
Whatever speaks to you, like any way that you could make money, what would you do?
I would probably do light plumbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like water, like faucets in the house last 10 years. In my house, they lasted 5 years, but the last 5 years,
we just broke ours in the kitchen.
Yeah, that take a special tool that do-it-yourself might not have, and they're gonna go try, and they're gonna just call a plumber. And you don't actually need a plumber for that. You don't have to be licensed for faucets, but a garbage disposal, the same thing. I like drain cleaning. I have to deal with it whether I want or I don't. I'm willing to hire people. I have budget for this, but when it's Friday night and my tenant wanted to be back open on Monday morning and I couldn't find anyone, I went to Home Depot, rented the machine, and got it done. Yeah. It's not nasty as people think. It's mainly water and toilet paper, believe it or not. We use so much toilet paper.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to use a lot of toilet paper, flush. The ratio between water and toilet paper has to be right. Otherwise, they're going to clog the drain. But that's, So basically, I probably definitely recommend plumbing.
Okay. And light plumbing, a niche of that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, plumbing is there's a demand, and the demographic is shrinking.
Yeah.
the plumbers are not there anymore. And it's in the rise. I have numbers on this we can share on future episodes, but I'll show you how that declining, the demand is increasing, and the house is getting older. I have a lot of those demographics.
And I follow some people in the Cody Sanchez is a lady that I follow, and her niche is people buying businesses from aging boomers. So they're getting to retirement age. They have a service business. Their kids don't want to take it over, and so that's kind of her niche. And it's like you said, those numbers are shrinking, and the businesses. She talks about how a lot of those businesses just fade away. Plumbers.
I sold my business to two veterans, very smart guys. They took it and they turned it into a huge business. I mean, I want to see my trucks forever. And I want to make sure that the people that buy it will do something good with it, because I ran it for 25 years. And these guys, they took it and they made it into a huge service business. I love it. I still walk with the guys. We chat, we have lunches, and we talk about different things. And I love how their approach is. They're younger, they're stronger, and their ideas is much. My ideas got stuck where I'm doing the same thing over and over. And that, and
you don't want to see something die that you put so many years into.
True, absolutely. Yeah, buying a business is way better than starting a new one. But if you have to start a new one, watch this video and watch the future videos that's coming with great information about how to start a business.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and start wrapping up, but I definitely want to get you back on because I would like to maybe have an episode at some point talking about the trades and how the numbers are dropping and everything. But even more so, the scaling from 0 to $1 million. You mentioned that before, and I think we're going to need a whole show for that because people are definitely going to want to know what that takes, the mindset shift, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and service business can let you do that. A lot of roofers got rich. I know a lot of heating and air guys that got it to $20 million. I know a lot of so that's one of my best friends started with a flooring business, and now he's north of $100 million in properties.
Wow.
So he's a like, it's not a decamillionaire. It's the one after that. This is the guys that can fly private jets.
Okay, and man, most people don't even know. I can't imagine anything beyond a decamillionaire. I mean, most people can't even imagine being a millionaire. And
it's good to know. It's good to know, and it's good to learn how to count, and it's good to know all those zeros. Believe it or not, that will make you, a better person. So you're not afraid of the unknown. Let's make it all clear.
Well, I appreciate you being here with us, and I'm definitely we'll schedule and get you back on because I want to hear more about the scaling up part of the business. Because we were talking about our kids. I've got a son who's in welding school right now, and so he's getting ready to embark on a career in the trades, and he's 17 right now. He's doing homeschool and college with welding.
Underwater welding is another thing. The gates, the doors, and the hand railings, and all that stuff is coming back. Yeah, I mean there's big opportunities.
Oh yeah, yep. Well, thanks for being with us, and like I say, I'll put all the show notes and everything else, and and hopefully we'll do what we can to send more people to you and away from those other places.
Thanks for the support. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later. So guess what? I turned 50. It's already happened. And depending on when you watch this, I don't know how long ago it happened. I've noticed a few new extra gray hairs already. But here's the thing. I want to make this year my half-century year. I want to make it amazing, absolutely amazing. And I want your help with that. I put out a call before my birthday in early January that I wanted folks to send me the most amazing books that they have read. I'm a bibliophile, a book nut. Matter of fact, that's the small bookshelf behind me. I guess some people might call me a book hoarder. I don't like the term because I read them. I take notes in them. I mark them up. I draw pictures and doodles and write books based on the books I read. And so here's what I need from you. I want you to send me for my 50th birthday year, my half century of life year. Send me the most amazing book that you've read lately, one that changed your life, maybe when you read it before. And so if you're going to do that, just get in touch with me. I don't want to just blast my address everywhere out there. But just get in touch. I'll give you my address, everything, so you can send me that amazing book. And I also want to hear your stories. I want to hear why this book is so amazing. I've already had a lot of folks sending me books, and matter of fact, I've almost finished several of them. I'll read several books at one time, just depending on my mood, time of day, things like that. And so, if you will, help me out with that. Get in touch. I'll tell you where to send it, but I want to hear from you about the books in your life that truly changed your life.